This is Frank Ochoa with your MTS pre-market update along with Kathy Garber and Jack Rose. And today what we're seeing here is a little bit of a pullback pre-market in the ES. We had that amazing rally yesterday. And, right before the FOMC, we also talked about, I brought up the chart and just posted that video about the key support zones in the charts here, 1755 to 1760. And then in the NQ, it was 3420s. And right after the report, they flushed right down to that key support zone and then just launched higher into 1800. Again, showing how strong the bull market has been. Every single pullback a buy opportunity. And right now, what typically happens after a big move like that is you'll see a sideways to down type of day or a digestion type of day. Right now, we've already put in a range of about 11 points on the session, and we're currently hitting the pre-market lows or the overnight lows of the day right now, 1795. On the downside, the primary downside target today is 92 quarter with a scaling point at 97. We just hit 95s already. And if they get beyond 92 quarter, then I got 87 quarter. I think if price comes back into the 1780s, it's going to be a great potential rebuy opportunity, especially all the way down to 1780 flat. But we'll see how much if they pull back or continue to pull back. But overall, I think this thing is still continuing to head higher. In the daily chart, the trend remains intact, and I have upside targets for the month at 18, 19 and a quarter, and I have a secondary target at 1841. And I still think those two targets could easily be hit by the end of the year, and we'll see how they continue to develop here over the next few days after yesterday's FOMC. With the NQ, same thing. Here's another chart I put up right before, was the daily chart of the NQ right before the FOMC at the midday update, and talked about the 3420 to 3425 area of support. They got down there, they tested at as low as 3515s, and then launched 90 to 95 points higher off that zone. Again, proving how strong that area of support was before. It's the second bounce in that area in 2 days. And closed back above 3500. Again, for the month, I have 3542 and a quarter. 3542 and a quarter, that's the monthly target, the primary for the upside. And then I have 3584 half as a secondary target for the E-mini NASDAQ 100. For today, we're sitting on 3490. I think that's going to be an early pivot already. We broke away from 3500. 3490 is currently holding. And if this zone continues to hold short term, then we have upside targets at 3508 half. Obviously, if we take this out, then I think there's more downside potential. But I think even if this thing does pull back, it's still a solid buy opportunity at some point once a low is found. On the downside targets for the NQ, I got 84 as the primary and 74 half as the secondary. We'll see how much they get back though. But overall, 3500 remains a pivot in the line in the chart, as does 3490. For crude oil, let's take a look at crude oil for a moment. This one just pulled back off the 98.30 level again. 98.30 continues to be a key line in the sand for crude oil. I think beyond 98.30 has that major retest at 98.80s. And then we also have short-term support at 97.80s. We break down below that, and you get a retest down below at 97.30, which is the next area of support in the short term. So right now we have a very short-term area, small range, and once we get a breakout from that range, 97.80 to 98.30, it could lead to a move to the next area of support with scaling points along the way. On the downside, that would be 97.70 and 97.42 ahead of that 97.30, and on the upside, the scaling points would be 98.62, and then you have the 98.90 up top. That's all for right now. Let's see how it plays out the rest of the day. Good luck, everyone.